So welcome to MJJ. So we're fresh back from Rockingham last weekend. Remained dry, thankfully. Managed to get a good lap time of 1:45.3, I think it was, or 1:44.3. So that's pretty good. The typical pace for Caterhams around there is around the 1:40s range. So that's a pretty good rate, I think. Today's video is going to be about running costs for the Caterham. So since I've had the Caterham, I haven't had to spend a lot on it, to be fair. I had a free tyre given to me, which was a bit part worn, as pretty much for a spare. And out the back of that, I went and bought another 2 of them off eBay for 50 quid. So they were part worn, which is what I stuck onto the Caterham before Rockingham. As you can see, I've kind of destroyed them tyres though, so they're a bit blistered. So as you can see just down here, look, there's literally just chunks of rubber that you can just pull off. So I think I'm going to have to invest in some more tyres. So besides that, the typical type of things, so insurance. So insurance was around £280 for me for the year. That was limited to 4,500 miles a year. And that also included 5 track days, 2 of which could be anywhere in Europe, and the rest of them, or all of them, could be in the UK. So I've used all 5 of mine already now, but I managed to get an extra 5 for £45. So I've got 10 track days in total to use, so I now have 5 remaining. So keep tuned, because there's going to be a few more track days in the next few months, because I have to use them all by the 10th of July. So I have about a month to do 5 track days, or I lose them, I guess. Running costs. So for me to drive this from Leicestershire to Rockingham, it's around I'm trying to think how far it is. It's about a 50-mile journey each way. So to get there and back, and to do a whole track day, so open pit track day, that took 4 tanks of fuel. So it's 20 litres or a jerry can in order to fill one of these, and it costs around, I'm trying to remember how much it cost, probably cost around £25 I think it was to fill it. So yeah, fuel isn't that great when you're on the circuit, but besides that, because of the sticky tyres, I think that's probably what accounts for it. Other expenditures on the Caterham. So as you already know, we bought the aero screen. That was £150 from Kit Cars Direct. We bought these mirrors. They're a little bit battered now. They're a bit I don't know how that's happened. I think it's just the elements that's somehow chipped it away, basically. They're pretty good mirrors though, to be fair. I think they're around £45 off eBay, and then I bought some exhaust clamps from Halfords at about £2.50 each in order to mount them to the roll cage, so that wasn't too bad. I fitted a USB mains power adapter down here, which I've wired up to the heater switch, mainly because this one doesn't have a heater, so that was the easiest way to do that, because then that allows me to run the Switchtronics battery eliminator for the GoPro, which is really helpful when you're on a track day, so you don't have to keep charging it up. Recently, the latest addition is a Suede Momo steering wheel. Now, the Suede Momo steering wheel comes not pre-drilled, so you have to take the box off the old one and put it onto this one, which wasn't too bad. I then countersunk it, and it was pretty easy, but that was £170 for the steering wheel, which was quite a lot, I thought. So what else do we have to spend? So we've gone through insurance. Tax is around £180 I think it was for the year, which isn't too bad. So when I get these new tyres, I went down to Macmillan Motorsport recently and had a chat with them. They were also the guys that supplied me with the high-vis sticker tape. So the high-vis sticker tape I thought was quite essential on this being a black car, in order to help it stand out a little bit more when you're popping out of junctions. It's also a lot better for people to understand which car is yours when out on circuit, because not many people tend to have the rim tape on the actual alloys, so I think that really helps stand out. Quite a cheap mod. In fact, they gave it me for free just to trial them to see what I thought, and I'm pretty happy with them. So when I was down there with Macmillan, I had a few bits of work done. So they fitted my drilled and grooved brake discs, as you can see down here, and they fitted some pads for me as well at the same time. So I supplied them, which I got from EBC Brakes. I think it was around £250 for the discs and the pads for the front. They fitted them, they bled the brakes, and they fitted a high effort brake pedal. Now the high effort brake pedal, I would say, is probably one of the best mods I've done to the car so far. So what that basically means is you only have to push the pedal a short distance in order to get full braking force. There's a car driving by. So the benefit of that is when you're obviously on a track, you don't want to have to spend a lot of time doing a lot of brake travel. So by having a high effort brake pedal, it obviously allows for greater braking force under a shorter effort, which I believe is a huge advantage. Tyres. So while I was with Macmillan Motorsport, they were also actually testing tyres to see what was best for track work because of their future race series that they're going to be doing, Inter 7 series. So they were telling me they were trying the Avon ZZS's, which is I believe what Caterham use currently for theirs, along with ZZR's. So ZZS is a more road focused tyre, so it's not as grippy. On the other hand, it lasts a little bit longer. The ZZR is obviously a more race compound, so it's a lot stickier, a lot softer, therefore doesn't last as long. They also told me about a Toyo R888R, I think it was, or Toyo 888R, which I believe replaced the Toyo 888s, which everyone used to rave about on track work. So they tested them out on the Caterham, and they found that they were better in the wet for grip, they were better in the dry for grip, and they were a lot cheaper. So Macmillan quoted me around £65 a tyre, which is pretty cheap, and the cheapest I can find them for elsewhere is around £95 a tyre. So I'm definitely going to be probably trying the Toyo 888Rs from Macmillan, providing they can supply them at such a cheap price. Alternatively, I think I'll try the ZZS's, and I think I'm probably going to have to buy them pretty shortly. So I'll give you a review on the 888Rs as soon as I can. So guys, thanks for tuning in to the running costs for a Caterham. If you have any questions, please put them below. Don't forget to share and to like the video, and to subscribe of course to the YouTube channel, so you can keep in touch with all the videos I release. Thanks very much.